Great news! There's a quick way you can save money. Switch to Geico. Geico could help you get great coverage at a great price, and it only takes 15 minutes to see if you could save 15% or more on car insurance. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save.
Hello and welcome to Highly Questionable. This lime green thing is my father, Papi. That's senior writer for ESPN, the magazine, Mina Kimes. She's pretty good. What do you like on the show today, Mina?
First, my hands are back, and we've got Warriors drama.
Okay, use those hands. Dale, Papi.
Do the Warriors have a big problem on their hands?
It's not really a problem. It's an interesting story, but this is why it's not much of a problem. If the Warriors lost Draymond Green for the rest of the season, wouldn't they still be your favorite? If they lost Kevin Durant for the rest of the season, last time that happened, they won 73 games in a season. This team has emotional combustion because Draymond Green has been their leader, and now they have suspended him and cost him money because it would appear that their sensitive new star, Kevin Durant, doesn't like some of the wording, and his teammates agree with him and have sided with Kevin Durant. It makes me think that this was the explosion of a festering resentment that has changed the relationship of a lot of people in that locker room since they got together in the Hamptons before all the winning.
As someone who thought before the season that this would be yet another slow, relentless slog to another Warriors championship, I am delighted. Thank you, Draymond Green. On behalf of content creators everywhere, thank you for this gift. Now, the reason this fight is so particularly delightful is because underneath it, there are serious questions about the future of the franchise. In Durant, you've got a star who might walk next season. In the Warriors, you've got a team who just sided with him by suspending Draymond. And in Draymond, you've got a guy who turned down a contract because he reportedly wants a supermax from the Warriors, which he's less likely to get if Kevin Durant stays. Now, compounding all of this deliciousness is the fact that it's Draymond Green who brought Kevin Durant to the Warriors in the first place. Now, to be clear, I still think this ends in a Warriors championship, but at least it got a little bit more interesting.
But the Warriors are always telling you that they're light years ahead of everyone else in terms of thinking. If I'm them, you know what I'm doing right now as I've sided with Kevin Durant over Draymond Green, my emotional leader? I'm going to Kevin Durant and saying, hey, what is the team we need to have here for you to stay here? Because we want to stay out in front of everybody. They should be trying as hard as they can to keep him, even if it means getting rid of Draymond Green.
I can't believe this thing. You know what I mean? This team is going to fall apart. Now LeBron is going to make the final. You know, first year that he goes from the east to the west, he's such a lucky guy. You know what I mean? I can't win at all. You know what I mean? Another final for LeBron. You know what I mean?
Maybe LeBron told him to do it.
Maybe that's a good point. Maybe that's a good point. Did the NFL get it right by moving? Are you okay? I saw you moving now. Are you okay? Okay. Did the NFL get it right by moving the Chiefs-Rams game from Mexico City to L.A.?
I hope that they started this a little early so you could see that lovely interaction between these two. But once the players started telling you that they might not play in the game, that they might boycott it, because this is a league where the players and the owners are partners and everything needs to be collectively bargained, of course you then have to move that game. Once the players are telling you that a football, which is inherently unsafe, that field is too safe for their careers and their futures, you have to listen to the players. It's their bodies on that one.
I am just so relieved that this game is still happening, that we get to see these heaven-sent offenses meet up. I have been waiting for this for so long. Like, I forgot my own anniversary this year until the day of, but I have had this game marked on my calendar for 8 weeks. Do not ruin this for me, NFL. Now, Dan is right that this is about player power because the NFL really wants to make Mexico happen, which makes a lot of sense geographically, temporally. It works out. But you know what would hinder those plans to expand into Mexico? Having one of the players on one of the two best teams in the NFL tear their ACL on a Mexican field. So while this is a short-term problem for the NFL, long-term, I think it was the right decision.
Oh, I can't wait to see the Rams. Did you see what they did last week?
Oh, that's right. They beat up her beloved Seahawks. Second time this season they've done it. Phillip Rivers, you've been replaced by Russell Wilson as the guy who's always down 8 points with no timeouts. Length of the field to go.
Always making this about the Seahawks.
Did Le'Veon Bell make the right decision?
He is really tired of this story, but it is a fascinating story that doesn't have a whole lot of precedent in the history of the sport where a running back in his prime is sitting out an entire season that he would have made $14.5 million on. in order to protect against future earnings. You cannot blame him for doing this. He's choosing his health. It's actually a pretty brave thing. But he's going to find out with the rest of them, with the rest of us, whether or not this works when he gets. Oh, for the love of God! I can't keep doing this. Do you know the degree of difficulty on this?
I'm trying to do a show here. So this is a Jesus Christ. This is a complicated question, okay? From a financial perspective, I think it's undeniable that Le'Veon Bell probably lost. Now, there's no way of knowing how much he's going to get paid next season, but the $14.5 million in lost earnings will probably not be made. I'm really going to power through this, guys. Probably not made up. It's also impossible to assess the risk that he would have gotten a career-ending injury this race. It's also impossible to assess the probability that he would have gotten a career-ending injury this season. You cannot account for that risk. But the question was, did Le'Veon Bell make the right decision? To which I say, I don't know. You don't know. You're not Le'Veon Bell. You don't know what matters to him. I mean, before the season, he said he didn't care about money, he cared about being valued, and he cared about being happy, and those are intangibles that we cannot account for on a television show where an old man is literally sleeping as I'm trying to talk about a very complicated subject.
What happened? I just had a long nap for a second there. How do you expect Jimmy Butler and the 76ers to play tonight?
That was amazing acting by my father. He was a veritable Daniel Day-Lewis on that. Jimmy Butler's playing against Orlando, and what I wonder about with this team is what I will continue to wonder about. They are better. They have a better player. You always trade for that better player, but I'm concerned about their shooting. Jimmy Butler doesn't fix their outside shooting. They took a bunch of veteran shooters last year that are no longer on the team, and now the only thing that's left is J.J. Redick. They don't have a lot of people who could shoot from distance in a league where that is being valued more than it ever has been.
How do I expect them to play? Well, it's Orlando. Over the course of the season, it gets a little bit more complicated because with Jimmy Butler, as Dan explained, you do get a lot of pros and cons. Pro, he's one of the best two-way players in the NBA. Con, he doesn't add that much in the way of spacing, and losing Robert Covington in the trade doesn't help there either. Pro, he gives the Sixers a second scoring option alongside Joel Embiid. Con, he's probably going to give them a lot of wedgies. Just so many wedgies. Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, just going to get so many wedgies from Jimmy Butler. Now, I like the move because I think if they hadn't done it, the conference would have moved past them and they had to stay competitive, but I'm still not sure if it's going to work out.
You got a lot of wedges when you were a kid, huh?
Yes, I did, Papi. Yes, I did. Wedges, from the locker rooms, right. From the bathroom, yes.
From him, probably.
From me.
From Papi after games. He would carry me back to the car that way.
That's a load.
It's like a six-pack. Six-pack in one hand.
I could never do that. I would have broken my back.
Okay, yes. No, you could have never done that. Right now, you'd be on television, and one of your arms would be so much larger than the other if you'd done that.
What a weird joke.
Weird, very weird.
Ooh, yeah.
Should Carmelo Anthony take T-Mac's advice and retire?
I hope that they got on camera her muttered, "Oh yeah," as she summoned the Macho Man Randy Savage because she was excited when the producers told us in our ear this is the T-Mac story. T-Mac went on the jump yesterday, and this is what he had to say about Melo.
I honestly think Melo should retire. I really do. I don't want him to go through another situation like this and people are just pouring negativity on this man's legacy. I really think because it hasn't worked out the last two teams, just go ahead and you have a Hall of Fame career. Just go ahead and let it go.
I love that Tracy McGrady was a great player during his time, a Hall of Famer, but he seems to forget that he was also, at the end of that time, a player for the San Antonio Spurs. You've probably forgotten that, too, because he didn't retire when he's telling this guy to retire. I don't blame any guy in that league that tries to milk that fountain of youth for as long as he can.
Although it kind of sounds like Tracy McGrady learned from his mistakes. Now, look, I just said we should let Le'Veon Bell make his own decisions, and so it would be hypocritical of me to come out and say, yes, Carmelo Anthony, time to retire. But from a basketball point of view, it's undeniable that sunset has arrived. I mean, his shooting has declined. His defense is futile. His on-off numbers tell a pretty obvious story. And if he went somewhere like, say, Los Angeles to try to finish his career then, Tracy's right. He would receive far more criticism than he's gotten already.
By the way, as an added bonus, Tracy McGrady also played in China for a while, basketball, and did some baseball in the minor leagues. You remember this stuff, right?
Hey, Melo, please don't come to Miami. It's real down here. You know what I mean? The sun never comes out. This is the rainy season, you know. I mean, you got alligators all over the place. You know, the city's about to, to fall right into the sea. You know what I mean? I tell you one thing. The crime rate is very high, you know. And stay where you are, Melo. Stay away from Miami, you know. Don't come to Miami. Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Mac McClung sounds like a cartoon cigarette in like an anti-smoking PSA. I'm Mac McClung. Just say no.
And now, a thought from Geico Motorcycle. It took 15 minutes to purchase the gas station egg salad. Eat the gas station egg salad and regret the gas station egg salad as you presented numbers to the board. To add insult to injury, you could have used those 15 egg salad minutes to switch your motorcycle insurance to Geico.
Uh-oh.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance.
Time to play the game that is celebrating National Pickle Day. I'm Pickle Papi. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, we question it.
The amazing Piccolini.
Do you question if this was a lucky shot?
You may have heard the pronunciation of this hockey player's name for the Islanders, Tom
Kunako.
Yeah, it's in the area here. Was this lucky by our boy Kanako?
Back into the corner. Could Branson and Komarov come together? Komarov lost the stick.
He's an Islander, by the way. Wow. No, that is not lucky. He put that on net.
Wow.
No luck there. That is a good goal.
On the ground.
And then the quick turn.
He's just trying to get get it on net.
I mean, that's terrible by
trying to control it, gets turned.
Well, that is, yes. Yes, that also is true. And if we knew the name of the Vancouver Canucks keeper, we would bury him right now.
If I knew anything about hockey, I would have something to say.
Let me get this straight. That guy score? That's not the type of hockey that I like. This is the kind of hockey I like.
Ow!
What? There we go.
This is usually how we cover hockey.
There we go.
Again with the gratuitous dog poop.
Oh, this is the hockey I know and love on this show.
There we go.
Oh, is that a real bear?
That was a real bear.
What is this montage?
Man.
Okay, that just...
Yeah.
Oh, wow, a double flap situation.
Wow. I apologize to hockey fans.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I love this video.
That's not hockey at the end there.
It could be.
No.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do know that. That was not hockey at the end.
Hockey.
Do you question if Mac McClung is a name you'll never forget?
That is a good name, Mac McClung. That is excellent. Georgetown has a freshman named Mac McClung. Patrick Ewing has a freshman who can do some things.
McClung.
Oh, Magician McClung.
Mac McClung. Mac Attack.
Okay.
Never heard of him, but now I know him. Mac McClung.
Yeah, that is not what I was expecting him to look like. Then in the second half, this is what we have.
Mac McClung.
Mac McClung. Oh!
McClung. Mac McClung sounds like a cartoon cigarette in like an anti-smoking PSA. I'm Mac McClung. Just say no.
It really does. It really does.
Mac McClung.
That was a McClunker.
Really? I mean, he calls his bad jokes clunkers, so that was a McClunker.
How do you call that? Suicide. Do you question if this was a good effort by the keeper?
The way that you call that is Switzerland, Papi. Switzerland is where we are going, and we've got to shame a keeper in Switzerland because we love our obscure soccer around here. What do we have?
I love how you knew we were shaming him before the clip had even
I
aired.
mean, that's the only thing we do to keepers.
Also, what are they in, like, the suburbs?
Oh.
Yeah.
And then that move at the end. Look, I meant to do that. I'm going to lean on my elbow. And he was trying to figure out a way to fake an injury.
You got to bat that away, champ. Yeah. Oh. Not good.
Well, I've seen a worse drop.
Worst drop?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the worst drop. My father's right. That is a $10,000 bottle of
the shame.
Spirits.
Wow. Yeah.
Spirits.
Are you kidding me? I'll get on my hands and knees and start drinking that stuff off the
that.
floor.
Everybody on your knees, let's go. That's right. If that's on my bill, everybody on your knees. Guess what we're doing today? A fun new game. Champagne off a dirty nightclub floor.
Hey, college football fans, Kirk Herbstreit here. Whether you're home gating or tailgating this season, score big on Game Day Eats with Eckridge Smoked Sausage. And now you can enter the 2019 Road to the National Championship sweepstakes. You can join me at the College Football Playoff National Championship in Santa Clara, California for a chance to throw to win $1 million. To enter and learn more, visit EckridgeFootball.com. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Sweepstakes ends 12/20/18. Contest rules online.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that needs to clear his search history. See? Oh no.
Really didn't need to know that. You tell us what to watch on TV tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued.
On NBA League Pass, Grizzlies and Bucks.
The Bucks are looking legit. That Budenholzer offense is getting everybody shots, including Brook Lopez. He is now with the Milwaukee Bucks, and he is raining down from far away in this new NBA. I am not making this up. For many years now, I would say about 5 every year, the Miami Heat get a phone call. Hey, you want Brook Lopez? The answer is always no thanks, and then they hang up. 5 or 6 years straight. I'm not making that up. That's Brook Lopez raining down fury from on high. Mina, are you intrigued?
Yes, I read somewhere that Brook's nickname is Splash Mountain. Apparently he's a Disney fan. It's a Small World was taken by Isaiah.
Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know, everybody's talking about the Bucks. The Bucks are 6-0 at home this year, this, that, the other thing. But I tell you one thing, the Grizzlies, they have this Latino center from Spain, Marcus